This bile reflux gastritis is when this bile is coming back up here and there's a lot of inflammation in the stomach. That inflammation in the stomach can be quite painful. It can be quite not a bucket of fun. But what we need to understand is if someone has bile reflux gastritis, is the bile really to blame? Is it really the bile's fault? Because what we're looking at is if this valve is triggered by stomach acid, and this bile is even triggered by stomach acid, if there isn't enough stomach acid to trigger this valve to close, then any bile that does come down seems to want to come back up there. But if the problem is that this valve is not closing correctly and this stuff is refluxing back up into the stomach, is it really the bile's fault? Is taking steps to reduce bile going to trigger this valve to close? So another interesting thing to look at is that when you look at gastritis, it really seems to correlate with these H. pylori infections that happen in the stomach. And H. pylori is a bacteria that can come in and create a whole lot of trouble. And the trick is that H. pylori can get in when there's not enough stomach acid to wipe them out. That stomach acid doesn't just help us break down our food, it's the barrier to the whole digestive system. So when bacteria is coming in on the food that we're eating, and it's coming in, we're not going to stop that from happening, but when it comes in, it's supposed to die in an acid bath from that stomach acid. But when that barrier of acid is not there, the bacteria come in, they set up camp, they have a keg party, they raise their kids, it's a great time. But this H. pylori has the ability to create a lot of trouble in the stomach and is very common to see with gastritis. And it probably might not be a coincidence that we're seeing that this valve won't close correctly when there's not enough stomach acid, because it's this acid in the duodenum that's supposed to trigger that pyloric valve to close in the first place.